I almost curved off and fell off the trail because, like, it's funny how small the trail is. I'm glad I just hit the brake and got off the bike. I think that was just, instead of staying on the bike, then I think I really would have been screwed at that point.
A professional adventurer on a road trip across the U.S. with the skills and passion to help anyone, even a newbie, overcome any challenge. This is Venturing Out Park to Park.
My name is Raheim Robinson, and I'm a creative director and all-around athlete from New York City, and I'm here in Grand Junction, Colorado, to work with an amazing young man and actor, Shaquille, on some mountain biking. For millions of years, these canyons and mountains have been wandered by dinosaurs, horses, wagons, trains, and trucks. But for me, I want to test my grit on a mountain bike, but you probably knew that already. Wink, wink.
I was born and raised on an island in the Caribbean called St Lucia.
Yeah, I know St Lucia. Nice.
Yeah, man. So I came to Houston, Texas when I was younger. We would come up here because my mom was finishing school, and so when she finished school, that's when we came up here for good. It was very interesting just transitioning because, like, on the island, you know, I would walk to school. It would take like a mile and a half to walk to school. So you go down this large hill, and you get to the school, and the school isn't like what you typically see up here. There's a lot of cinder blocks, and like there was no doors on anything. So you just walk in, and yeah. And the field, like, we'd play cricket there and also soccer over there, and the field was just like basically like a desert. Like there was no grass whatsoever on it, and you make 2 sticks for the soccer goals. And yeah, man, it was a hell of an experience. I could never take back, you know.
How does that make you feel, like, knowing that that's there and this is a completely, literally, legit, a different world?
Man, you know, I think about it all the time, and just thinking of how far I've came. And the thing is, it took my mom so much to even bring me up here, so I always look at that in any decision or anything that I actually do.
Albert Einstein once said, life is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep moving. Navigating a river, even one as calm as the Colorado is here, on a stand-up paddleboard is similar, except it doesn't hurt as much when you fall.
How can I help you guys?
We need some boards, but we don't know where to start.
Okay, were you guys with James by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So he set you guys all up. One thing I didn't know, have you guys paddleboarded before?
Not at all.
No? All right, well, we'll get you set up and get you out there, and we'll be experts in no time.
Cool.
We'll head on right out here.
Cool.
Experts after our first time, that's exciting.
Right.
Alrighty, so I'll get you guys set up. We're starting with some paddles. So you guys have never paddleboarded before, so this is a paddle right here. Right there, this is the spine of the paddle. So that's gonna be facing away from you whenever you paddle. And the last part, I'm gonna show you guys. I'll put this board right down. Here are the fins right here. Just be careful of them, so if it is too shallow in the water, you just wanna make sure you're not dragging fins.
Thanks again.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
you guys
seriously.
have fun.
We will try.
And so when getting on it,
So you can start on your knees as well. You're going to want to turn around on that one.
So each time when I'm switching arms, do I switch completely, or is it?
Yep. With your paddle stroke, just end it a little bit earlier. So you're kind of pulling, and then the end of your stroke, you're flipping the paddle out. So just start your paddle in, bring it to right behind you, and then stop right there.
He's like, look at me. Oh, oh, oh. I would love to hear more about your experience in the water, on the Colorado River, and just understand a bit better as to how you feel dry, about your ride.
You know, it was definitely an interesting experience, just really getting out there and feeling how amazing it is to actually just be out there with no sound effects, nothing, just clear. But yeah, it was my first time actually just being out on that river, being in Grand Junction. And first time falling in that river too. It was, yeah, I'm sure you was waiting for it. It was a time to cherish, I guess you could say. Yeah. I always remember that, but there won't be a next time, I'll tell you that.
No, I believe you, I believe you. Oh, rocks. Oh. Yeah, there's rocks over here. You gotta be careful. Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Nope. Are you?
Neither am I.
Feels like someone just gave me a lift.
Oh, snap.
You good?
Yeah. Oh, shucky ducky. Here we go. It's getting real.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a whole lot of value in what we just did, and we talked a little bit about it on the water, but like just being able to really understand your body mechanics and like what we walk through, like the keeping your knees slightly bent for balance, keeping your core engaged, right? And paddle in a certain way. And I mean, I think that just as easy as I picked it up, you picked it up as well. And I think that that's something that will easily translate to mountain biking because body awareness is key. I'm satisfied with the day. How do you feel?
I feel amazing, man. I'm honestly,
cool?
I would have been cool to go a little bit longer, honestly.
Yeah, no, I know you were looking for some more current. I mean, I'm definitely down to jump back in there if you want to. I'm a little hungry.
I'm starving though, yeah.
I'm always down for the sport. Sport before hunger. So if you're down to get back in there.
I ain't trying to kill you. Let's get some food, man.
All right, cool. Let's eat something, man.
Shaquille might not be, but I'm starving. Fortunately for us, Colorado native, Josh Nuremberg is on a two-part mission. First, develop amazing cuisine, and second, support the local economy. That's why everything he serves in his restaurant, Bin 707 Food Bar, is based on an ethos of local first, Colorado second, domestic last. What can you tell us about the place? I can definitely take some guesses, but I would love for you to share. Give us some insight on the place.
Well, so we opened Bin 707 Food Bar here in 2011. The intent is to showcase where we are here in Western Colorado, kind of do regionally sourced, locally sourced, regionally inspired restaurant. The restaurant design changes every couple of years, but the intent is to make you feel like you're anywhere in the country, yet the food and the drinks and everything is specific to right here.
So what is it about the outdoor lifestyle and culture that influences the food, or even just influences you as you prep and create these luxurious plates? I mean, they definitely are very pretty, and I'm scared to eat any of this. I don't want to mess anything up.
You know, my story kind of starts in outdoor recreation through skateboarding and snowboarding. I worked in restaurants by night so that I could snowboard and skateboard by day. After trying to follow a career in snowboarding, one thing turned into the other, and I really started to fall in love with the culinary side and look at snowboarding as something I wanted to do for an activity rather than a job. So that's kind of informed everything we do here. We've got great access to great mountains. We've got great access to outdoors. So it's just part of the lifestyle within the restaurant.
All right, you ready to dig into this? So we've decided we're going to split this? How are we splitting this? 50-50 or
That's exactly
30-70? Okay, fine. We can do that. Actually, you know what? You're closer to home. You do the honors.
All right.
So you were telling me earlier about how you used to play soccer. How'd you go from soccer to acting? Like, what was that transition like, and why did that transition happen? Like, why didn't you come to the States to play soccer?
You know, that's the thing. Like, down there, that was the main vibe, but when I got up here, I really didn't even think about sports. I was just trying to adjust to the main life here, you know? Everything was just so big, everything was completely different up here, so that's the last thing I thought about. I guess I became Americanized, you could say.
I see.
So how'd you get into acting? Like, where'd that come from?
Honestly, I always wanted to do it, but I played so much sports in high school, it never got to it. You know, I didn't have the time. And one day after high school, I decided to go to an audition from Craigslist. And
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't do that in New York
yeah.
at all. I'm assuming you
So-
did that in Colorado, or was that?
No, I was in Houston.
Okay.
And so I pulled up to this house. Now, it wasn't a sketchy house. It was a pretty cool little house. I pulled up to the house, and I've never been to an audition before. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm supposed to go in there, study the script, have it memorized, and just walk in there, and everything's great. I didn't know I could have just walked in there and cold read it, and I'll be good to go. So I sat there for 2 hours, just literally studying the script, so I had it memorized. And I walked in, and I did it, and they laughed, and they're like, "Wow, you actually had it memorized." They
Wow,
actually
so that was
ended
a
up
plus.
booking- Yeah, man, they ended up booking me after that. So it was an amazing experience, just seeing everything behind the camera, in front of the camera, what it takes to put everything together. It's amazing, man, and I fell in love with it ever since.
Nice. One thing I've learned about you so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you're determined, and the fact that you were willing to move from Texas to a place like Denver to continue to follow your dream of acting. Like, that's something that isn't inherently instilled in us. It's not something that we're taught how to do. It's not something that we're told, oh yeah, you know what? At some point when you turn 21, move somewhere randomly by yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, it was just more of I just wanted to get out of that environment and just see some new things, and I didn't want to turn 65 and look back on life and wonder, what did I really do?
Yeah,
You know?
that's
And
fair.
so I've learned a lot from having a million jobs and working with all these different people. All the things they've told me is, man, do not waste your life and do not waste the time you have.
The new BF Goodrich Trail Terrain tires helped me fulfill a bucket list of goals, both big and small. I saw monuments. I went rock climbing, mountain biking, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking. I drove through canyons, through sand, and over mountains. This was a true adventure as I road tripped across this country. Cyclists have been trekking to Grand Junction since the sport began, and it's no mystery why. Not only does it have some of the most scenic rides I've ever seen, it has slick rock, ledges, and cliffs to jump off of. I hear Lunch Loops is named after locals who ride during their lunch break, since it's only a few miles from downtown. That's pretty sick if you ask me. Maybe I'll start Shaquille on the kids' meal trail. Just kidding. Or am I?
James at Stand Up Paddleboard said that if you're gonna mountain bike anywhere, this is the place to do it, at Lunch Loop.
Seems James knows everything, huh?
James is the go-to guy in Grand Junction, it seems. So first things first, how are you feeling?
Pretty good, man. Pretty
Yeah?
good, yeah.
All right,
I'm
cool.
excited.
So one thing I want you to keep in mind, so specifically with your seat, I want you to get it to a height that you're comfortable pedaling with. So you want to make sure you get a full range of motion as you're pedaling, but it's not too long to the point where you're having to use your tippy toes or you're losing momentum as you're pedaling because it's too high. You can either roll over, which we'll start with, pop up, or jump. But it's all the same motion. The difference between the three are just your speed. But I'm just gonna roll over it, maybe pop over, depending on my speed. All right, you ready to try that?
Yep.
All right, cool. You can roll right around. Get far enough out. Don't fall before you get there.
Get far enough out to that little turn.
All right.
Get you some speed and come right up this little lip.
We get out there and go through a little practice run and start having a feel for everything. So that was a little bit interesting. A lot of up and downs, up and downs.
All right, Shaquille, another thing to keep in mind, don't pedal with your heel, pedal with the middle of your foot. Yep, so get that foot back a little bit more. Again, nice. Speed, nice. Front wheel up, shift back. Let's move on.
Different trails are just completely different in the way of the rocks. Each one it has its own unique feature, and it started off with one that wasn't as rocky, and it was pretty cool. Just learning how to get through in and out, following Raheim. Just his lead is phenomenal. The way he does things, the way he teaches, I mean, it blows my mind.
All right, so these are, some of these are definitely jumps, but this is a true pump trail. So not being able to get enough speed over these is gonna keep us from jumping. It'll allow you to learn how to pump through the track, all right?
Yeah,
so same thing we're doing over there. Only difference is a bit more speed and the bump is a bit higher. So that front wheel is gonna come up a little bit more than it did over there, all right? So the same thing you did, same maneuver, just quicker and faster.
Okay.
It means the same exact thing.
Yeah.
That means go really fast. All right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around the first one. Need more speed. All right, try that out.
All right.
We'll get more speed on the second one. Just pick it up, yep. Front wheel up. All right, let's try with a little more speed.
Okay.
And what I want you to do, I want you to be intentional. Once you get to the front of the lip, intentionally lift that front wheel up.
Okay.
As you're going up the lip. Try it again. There it is. Keep going, keep going. Get that front wheel up. Nice. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? That's it. My singing career is over.
Start hitting the trails, and the second we get on there, I can't tell you what it was, but it's completely just threw me off.
So we see this little drop off that seems a bit intimidating, but you just like anything outside, like you really never know until you actually approach it and you get there. So we get to the top of this little, I call it a little mountain, a little drop off, and we realize that the only trail down is full of rocks. It's pretty steep. It's gonna force us to pick up speed without even pedaling, but I'm determined, Shaquille's determined, and we go after it. I'm flying down it, you know, tapping my back brake just for safety. I'm up off my seat. My knees are slightly bent. My feet are evenly placed. And I'm just ready for it. But at the same time, I know this is definitely taking me outside of my comfort zone because I don't know which rock I'm gonna hit, which one I'm gonna go over, which one might have me on the ground, but at the same time, I'm worried about him behind me doing the same exact thing, but with just a little bit less experience. So I don't know if he's about to fall or if he's about to flip over and pass me, or if he's about to just fly past me. I can't tell because I'm focused on keeping myself safe, but at the same time being concerned about his safety behind me. So what was going through your head when you almost slipped off the trail?
Man, I was just like, damn. I was, and I'm glad I just hit the brake and got off the bike. I think that was just, instead of staying on the bike, then I think I really would have been screwed at that point. But me being able to just hit that brake and smooth get off the bike, that really saved me out there. In the moment, I think it was just crazy to think that I could just fly all over those rocks a second later. Everything was just pulsing through my body at that moment. The anxiety was through the roof, and somehow I made it through.
Lunch Loops was amazing. Definitely will be back out here biking. The trails are pretty sick, really scenic routes. There's a ton to see and a ton to do. The one thing that stands out to me most with Lunch Loops, specifically with my background in BMX, is the fact that they have a pump trail right at the parking lot. So even if you wanted to just come out to Grand Junction to get to mountain biking, but you didn't want to hit any of those hard trails, you can simply go right to the pump track, probably about 100 feet away from the parking lot. Spend some time there, hop right back in your car, and you're back on the road. So it's a plus for newcomers, for mountain bike experts, to just get out here and just get active.
Mountain biking. I think it was something interesting in general because I've been on just the regular planes and not have to worry about going in and out, the whole 9 yards, and just doing this was completely different for me. I loved it, honestly, just being out there, and definitely get your heart rate up. It was a workout, I will say that, but I can't regret anything that I did today, and I think I really will do it again.
The one thing that stands out with me meeting Shaquille and just like, our connection, our relationship, similarities, and even just the differences, throughout talking to him, is the fact that he comes from a small island, and although he's experienced the outdoors a ton, he hasn't done a ton since he's been in the States. And, I'm happy to have been a part of the process of getting him back outside into nature.
What it means to have someone like Raheim I could look up to in life, it really changes everything for me, because it's hard to really do things in life if no one's actually teaching you anything, or you don't have somebody tell you, hey, it's actually this way.
Biking in Grand Junction overall has hands down been amazing. Definitely one of my favorite places to mountain bike. As of today, I think it's gonna be really hard to top.
Grand Junction was something special. I've heard so many things from so many different people in general of what it's about and what it's like, but for me to actually be here and take in everything, it was an experience.
Shaquille is such an inspiring young man. He's much braver and more independent than anyone his age has a right to be. Coming from the poverty of St. Lucia to Houston and recently moving to Colorado on his own to pursue his dream career. Let's just hope he's a better actor than he is a stand-up paddleboarder.
Man, there is so much opportunity up here, I think it's easy to forget that and to really not cherish all the things that you could do up here because you're born here, whatever the case is. But coming from an island and to this big US, man, I see so much opportunity. It's crazy.
Shaquille's an amazing guy. I hope he continues to grow, and I'm gonna watch over him and make sure that he grows and hold him accountable. But I'm here for a few more days and I'm looking to get him right back outside.
Grand Junction surprised me. The raw, natural beauty of Colorado National Monument, the amazing weather, the unbeatable terrain, the friendly people, of course, and the endless opportunity for adventure. I can't wait to come back, or better yet, I'm not sure I'm leaving. We'll just have to see. Catch you on the next one. Later.